From the AFC's perspective, similar dynamics. Even though the Texans weren't the 7th seed, they were the 4 seed that was favored to lose at home to the Browns. They were the none of the above winners of the AFC South. And look at what they did, 45-14, destroying the Browns, embarrassing the Browns, and propelling themselves into a rematch with the Ravens. It goes back to week 1. 25-9 was the final score of that game. You look at it and you say, okay, the Ravens manhandled them right out of the gates. No, you watch that game, it's a close game. It wasn't until later in the game that the Ravens pulled away. Texans gave them a good fight. And the Texans are going to go in and give them a good fight this weekend. I really feel like one of the number 1 seeds is going to lose. I'm probably not going to have the guts to pick one or the other, because here's what will happen. If I pick the 49ers to lose, they'll win and the Ravens will lose. If I pick the Ravens to lose, they'll win and the 49ers will lose. So I'm probably going to go chalk with the 1 seeds. And if they lose, well, it'll be fun to watch it. Although, be careful what you wish for when you get these upsets, because if the best teams lose in the playoffs, it really does potentially undermine the Super Bowl. You should want the best teams to get to the Super Bowl to get the best possible Super Bowl. I remember in 1985, when plenty of you probably weren't alive. I know Miles Simmons wasn't alive then, but I remember in 85 when I got caught up in the idea of the Patriots knocking off the Dolphins in the AFC Championship game, and they did, and it's like, wow, that was great. Oh, now it's the Patriots and the Bears in the Super Bowl. And what happened? We lost the opportunity for a rematch between the Dolphins and the Bears. That year, the Dolphins were the only team that beat the Bears in the regular season. So be careful what you wish for with upsets, but I like a little chaos. And my point is, there could be some chaos between Saturday, Packers 49ers, and Sunday, Texans at Ravens. And one other thing about the Texans, and I love watching CJ Stroud, because it's one thing to have the Texans on with all the other games being played, watching 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games at once. It's another thing to be able to just watch the Texans. I like watching CJ Stroud. One thing I like about his game, and one thing I respect, pay attention to this on Sunday. He does a lot of short pockets where, he'll get the shotgun snap and not drop back any farther. Sometimes he'll just kind of step up and hang around as all this stuff's happening around him. He's not trying to back away from it. He stays in the middle of all of it and finds lanes, even though he's not, 6'5", where he could see over everyone. He finds ways to get rid of the football while he's in the middle of that storm. It's almost like he thrives in that chaos that comes from the blender that you find yourself in the middle of if you don't take a deep drop. So pay attention to that. Watch, he probably won't do it at all on Sunday against the Ravens, but I noticed it several times against the Browns, and it's just fun. It's risky, but it's admirable to see him in control of his faculties, processing information, so much for that S2 test, and delivering the ball to open receivers when he is closer to the fray, to that cluster of bodies, than a lot of times when you see a quarterback deeper. Yes, a traditional pocket emerges around him, but this is CJ Stroud more like in the eye of the storm, and it's just fun to watch when it happens. So both of those games with the 1 seed. Yeah, watch, there'll be blowouts. The 1 seeds will win easily. But history tells us all it takes is something early that knocks that 1 seed off balance. And all of a sudden, what I think happens psychologically, you start to feel that special season that you compiled 1 week at a time begin to evaporate. And oh my God, I can't believe in 1 3-hour stretch on a Saturday in January or a Sunday, that's it. It's gone. Just like that, it's gone. And we can't get it back. And it's just not our day. And that's something that has happened to 1 seeds more often than you realize in the divisional round. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.